Hello YouTube, Stubbers here bringing you another gameplay commentary. Yeah, as you may have just seen there, it's AK-74U, bandolier, stopping power with Dead Silence. But yeah, this isn't about the gameplay. MW3 is coming out in very soon now, so thought I'd just discuss a few little bits and bobs I've seen in the past few days, because I know I keep an eye closer than most on what's going on with that. A lot of people like to yeah, have a surprise, but those people should probably not watch this video, and some people just, I don't know, don't follow the same news things I do. But yeah, one of the first thing I saw that I was really actually quite impressed by was how they've changed demolition. With the overtime now, in demolition it was just, if you got more kills, you got that second defense round, which on some maps was, you know, you want that second defense, but some maps it was just so easy to get the plants down that basically the better team, or the marginally better team, would lose unless they just let the other team get kills. And then in the public setting that would be you get the kill streaks and you just get raped, which is never pleasant. But yeah, that might lead to some more draws maybe. Draws are always quite rare in previous Call of Duty games. It was always about maybe you maybe get some in CTF, but they weren't very common. Domination just probably even less common. Having to time the scores up so nicely, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Strike packages seem also quite interesting. Yeah, the support strike package is one of those really great ideas that I actually quite like Infinity Ward for, but you never know how it's going to turn out. You give those really bad players that, you know, they get 0.3 KDs consistently, and you give them the ability to get a Blackbird. I mean, that's great for them, but I didn't get that when I was shit at COD 4. You know, I got that UAV when I was really bad at the game. That was like, yeah, I got a UAV. I earned that. That's good. And you get the helicopter. You feel even better because you actually earn something. With this new strike package, it's just, oh, I can get 7 kills a game, die 50 times, and cap a couple of flags, and I've got an EMP and a Blackbird, or an advanced UAV as it's now called. Not entirely sure I like the idea of that, but you know, we'll see how it works out. But that also means that Assassin is going to be really powerful, probably quite prevalent in a public setting for pretty much everything, minus maybe Search and Destroy. I mean, you've got these UAVs, everyone's going to be spouting UAVs, counter UAVs, Blackbirds, EMPs. You either have to use that, or you have to use a specialist strike package. I'll get to that in a minute. But I also think that a lot of people are going to be annoyed by it because it's going to be so dominant. But unlike in Black Ops, where it was only the good players got it, well, not the good players, but you had to actually earn your UAVs and your counter UAVs, and counter UAVs never been blockable. That's going to be something to watch out for. It does block up the whole variety a little bit, but we'll see how that works. You can always just run the specialist strike package and just stick Assassin as your it's one of those perks that you unlock every 2 kills, or use Hardline and get it and have everything in 7 kills. I mean, a lot of skilled players aren't going to find it too tricky to get built up a 7 kill streak, especially if you run maybe overkill, get your shotgun secondary, and then you get sleight of hand as your first perk you get after 2 kills. Suddenly you've got fast draw. You can switch out your shotgun quickly, and shotgun secondaries are even more powerful than they were in Modern Warfare 2. That's not the best thing I'm looking for. Watch me fail right here. That's not good. Yeah, but one thing I was quite worried about, like in Modern Warfare 2, was that the assault rifles would be just dominant. I mean, in Black Ops, the FAMAS was pretty much the dominant weapon, but they fixed that with a patch. So I hope Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, you know, do their franchise proud and patch up their game nicely. But from all the gameplay I've seen, even if it is just only the UMP, the SMGs look like they can hold their own, especially as the maps seem really quite close quarter combat oriented. You know, so there are those long lines of sight, but if you want to, you can quite comfortably navigate your map and be in bad breath distance of every person you come up against, which is definitely an improvement from Modern Warfare 2 maps, where it was just you've got 3-story buildings and people are just raining hell from everywhere if you take a step outside, which is one of the worst things about that game is you just couldn't move. Well, I say one of the worst. Minus the obvious danger close and commando. The other thing I've noticed is snipers. They seem even more powerful than Modern Warfare 2. I watched a little clip. It was he just half scoped in, pulled the trigger, and people just dropped. It wasn't just like, you know, when you half scope in on Modern Warfare 2 or COD 4 and you just kind of get that kill because it's like a hip fire. He got like 8 kills in a row doing this. So I've always been quite a big fan of snipers, but I think in this case they could do with a they might need a nerf or something, because they seem a little too powerful right now, but I guess we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, I've been keeping quite a close eye on some gameplay, and I saw I think it was Apex Crooks from a big a Deserter team, or EGL team rather. He was doing some customs, you know, looking how all the maps played and the game played, and I was quite happy to see the variety of assault rifles used, just seeing ACRs, SCARs, some Type 92, M16s. I've seen quite a lot, and that's good, even if the SMGs are so... oh shit, game's ended. I might pick up this on another commentary. Yeah, 39.9. I'll see you later. Right, yeah, I noticed how I was going, but I wasn't quite done talking, and I hate to leave things unfinished, so I'm just going to show the first couple of rounds of this while I finish off. Yeah, I was talking about the SMGs being good, and a lot of people have been saying that only the UMP is good, but I've heard some reports that P90 isn't too bad as well, but either way, variety is nice, but not really necessary. As long as the assault rifles don't completely outclass the SMGs in every way, then Infinity Ward in my eyes have done a good job. Not the best job, because you know he's one of them, but it's better than Black Ops did with their incredible OP FAMAS. The other thing of the rather small and close quarter maps thing brings me back to is the airstrikes. Airstrikes have always been really underrated, underpowered in comparison to a lot of the chopper gunners, Blackbird, 8130s, dogs, because they don't do everything. I mean, they don't do much, but I mean, if the maps are so close, and especially if it's all outdoors, and airstrikes has suddenly going to become a lot more useful. I mean, the Rolling Thunder from Black Ops was fairly good because it went through ceilings, but it was had a really narrow field, or blast radius rather. So I hope that airstrikes come in useful. Stealth bombers, Modern Warfare 2 stealth bomber in a really close quarters map, like I don't know, say firing range sized, or summit sized, but without a roof, obviously, would really do some damage, and that would be quite useful. The last thing I think I wanted to talk about was sound touring. In every other game, the dominant third perk for a lot of the competitive players, or if you're against someone with a headset, would have to be Dead Silence, Ninja, something along those lines. But now you've got a Dead Silence which doesn't make you totally silent, and you've got a sitrep which makes you hear better. So in public, when you've got to deal with claymores as well, is sitrep going to be more powerful, because you don't have to deal with that? You can hear people, but obviously people can hear you, but if you're not moving too much, if you're maybe the type of guy that defends the flags rather than runs around capping the flags to people or running people's spawns, causing havoc, that would be what you want to do. I know it varies up a little bit, which is something that is definitely to my liking, especially as Assassin's going to be so dominant in the perk too, but I touched on that already. Yeah, I'm going to finish off here with 8-0. Kind of done now, and the rest of the game isn't so brilliant, so thanks for listening, and I'll catch you all another com at a later date.